You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters, we're going to talk about the Cleveland Browns because very shockingly, yesterday afternoon, Kevin Stefanski came out with the news that Deshaun Watson starting? Question mark? Yeah, could be multiple question marks, exclamation point. Hello, Bill Simmons, are you listening to the channel? Because I heard you say question mark the other day. I like to fell over. So we're going to talk about Deshaun Watson being active, and I'm like, this is a potential disaster. Okay, this could end up going absolutely sideways if he goes out there and he shits the bed from a statistical standpoint, from a game standpoint, gets re-injured, whatever. You got to remember at the basis of this entire Deshaun Watson fiasco is a massive trade and a $230 million fully guaranteed contract. And it seems like the Browns are just juggling right now. And what's odd is you're bringing him back in a game that you should, if you're really as good a roster and team as I think this Cleveland Browns team is, you should beat the Cardinals without Deshaun Watson. So why bring him back and open yourself up? Look, the Ravens are next week. That would probably be the game. I'd be like, okay, well, if he can actually play, that's the game. Or let's say you just concede. You win this one, you lose that one, and then bring him back as you hit a part of the schedule where you can absolutely win those games if he is just decent. But if he's a disaster, it's going to turn into a frenzy in and around Cleveland, and there's going to be a lot of people looking at Stefanski like, what are you doing right now? Do you know what you're doing right now? I mean, let's be real. There is so much drama up there right now. The Browns quarterback missed 2 games with a shoulder injury before returning in Week 7 to play 12 snaps and leave after aggravating a shoulder injury. Then he missed the Week 8 game. But the Browns have listed Watson as active for Sunday's game against the Cardinals. I believe it's Clayton Tune that's going to start there. By the way, side note, Kyler Murray is officially questionable for this game. So, and I got to be honest with you, I don't think that matters. I don't. I mean, I don't think he's going to come back and set the world on fire. I think this is a game the Browns can win regardless. Now, I think it was a huge mistake by the Browns front office to not go out there and get a legitimately good backup. I mean, if it was a matter of just giving up a third-round pick to get Jacoby Brissett back on this team and he already knows the offense, if this truly is a Super Bowl roster, you don't blink. Send the third-round pick. It's ridiculous. It seemed like Watson got hurt at the first time. He struggled the first 2 games, throwing just 389 yards while completing 55% of his passes. But in Week 3 against the Titans, he looked like vintage Watson. He threw for 289, 2 touchdowns, 27 for 33. It's literally his only actual really good game since they have gotten him, if you want to know the truth. Watson then missed Week 4, had a bye in Week 5, missed Week 6 before returning for a short stint in Week 7. The quarterback argued that critics were attempting to, quote, create controversy and commotion by questioning whether he really wanted to play. Well, you can't go around telling everybody, including teammates, you are going to play and then drag up out of the game 2 hours before the game. Yeah, you're going to get some questions. And don't act like everybody's just manufacturing something. You quit on the Houston Texans. All right? There's already previous precedent there for that. So let's not act like everybody just came up with that out of nowhere. Total BS. Quote, why wouldn't I want to play? I just worked my ass off for 2 years to get back to playing, so why wouldn't I want to play? Look, you should have kept playing in Houston until you were traded. Plain and simple. Watson didn't play in 2021 amid sexual assault allegations, and he was suspended 11 games in 2022 because of those allegations. Quote, "This is what I've been wanting to do since I was 6 years old, so why wouldn't I want to play? That's great. I'm fine. I'm happy. I'm not happy with the injury." We all went over that. So Stefanski came out, and he was asked straight up, who's your starting quarterback? Deshaun Watson. Yes, he was a full participant. And this is sort of the questions that came out of the situation. Just what has this week been as far as his progression? Quote, "Yeah, I would say every day has been ramped up, making progress every day. Limited the first couple of days, but really good practice Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I think that was really important. I thought he did a nice job. How much do you have to adjust to things so he doesn't take a big hit like that?" Quote, Deshaun's been playing this game for a long time. He understands how to protect himself. As you can imagine, our offensive line, you want to protect your quarterback, but you also understand the game. So he knows how to protect himself. He knows how to get out of bounds, when to slide, those kind of things. But he's a very competitive player, and he makes plays with his feet, so it's all part of the game. How did he look throwing the ball? Good. What gives you confidence that his shoulder is where it needs to be? Like we've said all along with anything, it's every day you look at it and you see how the player is feeling. You watch how the player is doing. And I think, again, just going back to this week, felt that it jumped on me, that he had a really good Wednesday, really good Thursday, really good Friday, and I think he's comfortable. That's great. But if it doesn't work out, all of a sudden, it's going to become an explosion for all kinds of reasons. That's what happens when you give this kind of contract to a guy that's obviously had massive issues off the field. You gave up a quarterback that played his guts out for the city, just beat all to hell in Baker Mayfield, won you a playoff game. The fans embraced Baker. Baker the other day played his guts out against against the Bills. He tried to will that team back. And one could argue a pass interference call should have been called at the end of that game. And then that would have been a massive, massive victory against the Bills on the road. But the point is, there's a lot of things that sets this up to cause a lot of issues in and around that city with your football team. Because if he goes out there and he has to be pulled out of the game for injury, holy crap, the world is going to explode come right after the game, and all next week it's going to be question. Why did you do? Not only that, but you got to doubt the Cleveland Browns from the evaluation perspective, because you've already cleared him. You cleared him multiple times. He was medically cleared against the Ravens and didn't play. That's the other thing. They act like people are just creating this stuff out of thin air. No, the franchise has brought this on themselves. So now everything is going to be under scrutiny. Deshaun, you're going to be under scrutiny because of what happened in Houston. It just is what it is. It's going to come with the territory, and you've got what is the worst contract in the history of the NFL. You got the New York Post calling you the second worst trade in the history of the league. Man, I don't know how smart this is. This has got all-out fallout written all over it for the Cleveland Browns. It really does. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.